Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing out there? Today is Wednesday. It's a lovely day, I think. But I am Kevin Bryant, your host of New Music Day Live at the Heatseekers. And we have a very special guest today. New artist, up and coming, a lot of energy. Her name is SALYSE. Everybody give it up for SALYSE.
Hi, everybody.
Hey. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I know there has been little buzz going around talking about this new hot spicy chick doing the dance music, the house music, making everybody feel good, and a couple of open mics have been, everybody's been talking. So I found out that it's you that we're talking about.
Me. It is.
So that's amazing. I'm just interested in you're from Boston.
Yes.
You have an interesting story about how you came here and how you came to do this. I would love for everyone out there to hear your story and your challenge of how you got here and you're doing music here in Atlanta.
All right. Well, okay. So I've been performing since I was little. I went to high school for performing arts. And then for college, I went to Berklee College of Music, decided I didn't want to stay in Boston anymore, and applied to all the schools here in Atlanta. Just something in me said I needed to be here in ATL. And I got into Emory. I graduated in 2018 with a degree in African American Studies and a dance minor. Then I moved home for a year and was gigging and, was good in Boston, but realized after living here and being here in Atlanta for school, I wanted to come back down and really pursue my career in music down in Atlanta. So my mom and I packed our whole lives up in Boston and made the move down here. And we got here March 4th, 2020, and COVID hit right after. So all the plans that we had thought we had just kind of went poof. But then I got this opportunity to be at the Tailored Recording Studio, and I've been working on music since I've been here. And it's been such a blessing because now I have my own catalog. I released my first single. And yeah, I've just been working. I'm super excited to share my music with the world.
Now that sounds like one of the best fairy tale stories I've ever heard for artists. So let's just really delve into, because what we like to do, especially us here at Heatseekers, we like to develop artists and get them to understand how much it takes and what you got to go through to really, be successful in this industry. So I get it. What you said was great, but I would love to just move to a place with my mama and then all of a sudden end up in a studio in a pandemic, and here I am with you. So kind of let them know that it wasn't that easy. It wasn't as
not at all. Oh my goodness, not at all. I mean, I left my family, my friends. I was in 2 bands back at home. I was gigging, and I felt like if I didn't make the move to Atlanta, that I would think about it the rest of my life. Like, what if I had moved to Atlanta? What if I didn't move? What would have happened? But it was difficult. And during Corona and the pandemic, I was really feeling hopeless in terms of my music career. I planned on coming down here, getting a gig, start performing. All the people I thought I knew here in Atlanta had moved back home because of COVID. So it was just like all the dreams that I had imagined for myself were kind of just completely stopped and put at a halt. And I really, I was scared. It was really scary. Thankfully, I had my mom, and she's my biggest support system. And, she is incredible, and just kept on pushing me, and Simone, things are gonna be good. But
Yes.
yeah, it's definitely scary. It just have to trust in the universe and trust that something's gonna happen and work out. And now I'm here, and I'm really really grateful. It's kind of surreal, to be honest.
Well, congratulations on making it through that. And you said trust in the
Thank you.
universe. That's exactly right, because the universe is there for you. So whatever
Yeah.
you put out there, it's gonna definitely give back exactly what you put out. So
Right.
you put out that you're determined, you wanna get out there, you want to make this music,
Mhm.
and that's what it provided for you. Another
Right.
another support factor is your mom. You know,
Mhm.
mom came with you, and your
She
mom
did.
supported you. How important do you think it is to have some type of support like that for you as well? It's like tell other artists what that's like.
I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my mom supporting me the way she does. I mean, she supported me since I was a little girl. I mean, I started dancing when I was 5, 6 years old. Then I got bit by musical theater bug, and she, would wait for me during auditions, rehearsals, drive me to all my practices. Like having, even it was just her. Like I just was so blessed to have such a incredible mom who saw something in me and saw that, like performing and doing music or dance, I had this light shining, and everyone around me could feel it, and she believed in it and believed in me and continues to do so. And it's just, I mean, it's incredible. I'm so lucky to have her.
That's awesome. So how did
Yeah.
you end up landing into a studio opportunity? Because that a lot of times people, you know how hard it is to try to find a studio to work out
Oh,
of.
I know. And, I mean, I have had many a times where I thought that, like someone's like, you can come record here in my basement. And that's not safe. There's things that you have to really be careful of and you have to be worried about, especially as a young woman. It's scary. There's a lot of scammers out there and scary people. So, and I was here during the pandemic. I didn't know anybody. So I was just online. I think I was on Indeed, and I just looked up entertainment jobs, just what is there something going on. And I had found this opportunity to have a contract and record for a little over a year, and also get voice lessons, staging, coaching, all that kind of stuff. And it's been great because before this, I only had a little EP I released myself. I recorded it in my bedroom and I put on SoundCloud when I was like 19, 20. So this is like the first time I was able to get in the studio and really professionally record and like learn how I sound in the booth, how to, put what I'm trying to convey through a studio is really different than performing live. And I've been performing live since I was, like I said, I started this when I was 6. So like that's my whole life has been stage entertainment, performing in front of an audience. So trying to bring that into a booth and have that same energy was definitely a learning process.
Mhm.
But I'm so grateful for it because I mean it's very different. But yeah, I think I found this off Indeed. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. But the key thing is you're in an artist development program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it helps you with your confidence. It helps you to understand
Right.
how you should be recording in the studio. It
Right.
helps you to
Mm-hmm.
understand even your image, your look, and how to work
Yeah.
with a
Brands,
producer.
all of that.
Yeah. So it worked for you.
Yes, it did. I'm so grateful for it, and now I have a catalog of music. I can't wait to roll out all the music I've been working on. I've been sitting on some really good stuff, and I just can't wait for the world to hear it.
Wow. So now we
Yeah.
have how soon did you release or when did you release your record?
Baby Girl came out May 9th, I believe, was the date that we put it out. So it's been up for a couple months now. It was my first single under SALYSE, and it's doing really well. It was kind of just to test the waters, just to see, like, is this going to work? Do people like me? Do people like my sound, the look, everything? And so I believe I'm shooting a music video at the end of August, and that song will be coming out shortly after we film it. So that will be my next single.
So it's basically your first thing. It's like a buzz record.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to create that buzz. Do you find it hard to get into places and let people know, hey, I want to come to your venue. I want to perform. How hard is that for you as a new
Uh,
artist?
Well, so I've only been doing open mics because I don't have a band yet under myself. So in terms of open mics, I guess the difficulty I'm having is trying to figure out what songs to sing that showcase me, like the brand that I am, as well as SALYSE. And you know, if you go to open mic and there's a band there, they don't know like "Show Me Love" by Robin S., right? Because that would be my go-to open mic song. But a lot of the times people don't know the stuff that I'm trying to sing. So trying to still find songs that I can cover that still match who I am has been kind of a challenge. And just trying to figure out where to go. I mean, I have done a couple open mics, but in terms of I don't, you know, I don't really know many. Like I said, I'm not from here, and
You still new. You still new.
huh?
You
Yes,
still new.
exactly. Yes, yeah.
So Atlanta is a spot. It's a lot of different opportunities, different venues and tunnels to move through. So you have to kind of figure out where you fit. You chose a genre of music that I know it's a little more popular the further you go up north and out to the west, especially in Europe. So being in Atlanta, being would you consider yourself a house music artist or?
I would say house soul because I think my lyrics are very soulful in terms of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I would say house soul. I think I don't know if I made that up, but that's kind of what I'm sticking with.
Well, it is a term in house music. I just happen because I'm considered, your genre.
Yeah.
Soulful house is what they call it. So it's the same thing. So my thing is, what made you pick that genre, or is it that you kind of just rolled into?
Well, so I was a dancer before anything, and I felt that when I was at Berkeley, I was doing a lot of neo soul. Erykah Badu, one of my biggest inspirations. I'm a neo soul head, but in terms of performing and taking the dance element to my performance, I figured, okay, what is a genre that I can move to and have a show for? And I always have loved house. I remember my dad playing Alliance Follow Me and just being like 8 years old, like, oh my God, this is so hard. Like I need to know this song and listen to it all the time. And then on top of that, disco. My mom played disco my whole life. I was in a disco band back home. Shaka Khan was another big inspiration for me. So I figured, okay, house, disco, similar, same type of beat patterns, things, you can groove to it, you can dance to it. And I said, I think this is my lane. Like I personally vibe to it, and I think that I can achieve my goals with the house lane, and still keep it soulful.
Let's still keep it soulful. I actually, it's so funny, similar story, but like neo soul was my thing, and doing neo soul and being around all the soul R&B artists. I started working as a background singer in the R&B market, so
right.
I was affiliated with all those people. But then my record ended up being a house record, which was shocking. So it was like two things live. I ended up, being a soulful R&B artist live, but on record.
I'm about to go on a session with him after this interview. This is Sherrod right here.
Sherrod, we're live. Mr. Sherrod, for coming on. That's what's up.
Yes. I was just checking to see if I was here.
That is cool. Sherrod is an awesome brother. We have actually had him on the show before, and we interviewed him as a producer. He's doing amazing things, and I know he has a new project out, and he's just all over the place. So shout out to
the next song that I'm putting out is his song with me. So I'm super excited to be putting that out.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So working with someone like him, even, how is that for you? Because I mean, he's on the road with Music Soul Child. He's out with Trey Songz. He got platinum plaque. So how do you feel landing from just considering yourself not knowing what to do, ending up in a studio with a platinum producer and songwriter?
Yeah. I mean, I love working with him. We vibe so great. I always come in either with a melody that I have in my head or some like a reference song. And we just kind of vibe out and see what happens. I used to, when I first came, I would try to rush a song out every week, like be in the studio, write the beat, write the song, record it and be done. But I could hear in the recording that it wasn't sitting in my soul yet enough. Like I had just wrote the lyrics in the studio and then I recorded it on the same day, and I could hear that I wasn't, I wasn't really in it yet. So I started, okay, one session, we'll make the beat, I'll write the song, and then I'll come in next week and we'll record it, we'll do the harmonies, add all the extra things that, songs need and everything. And we work great together. So Sherrod and Derek are my A1 day ones. Like they have helped me find my sound and it's been just so great.
Wow, Derek J too. Like
Yes,
Derek, him
Derek
is
did Baby Girl. So
okay.
yeah,
He did
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
single. Yeah, I
yeah.
know him. I know him from some of the Snoop Dogg stuff he worked with, and all of
Hmm.
that. Great producers. You got people, some of the best around you. So tell me
Yeah,
about this song, the single, "Baby Girl." How did
Baby
that?
Girl. Huh, I'm sorry, you speak it out at
that
the
come
end. But
about? How did that come about?
so I was actually in an Uber ride heading home, and it was during the pandemic, and my Uber driver had said, "Girl, you need to wake up," right? I don't know what we were talking about, but she had said like the sky is blue, the sun is bright, you need to wake up, honey. And so when I'm listening to her talk to me, and it just inspired me to write Baby Girl. It's really an ode to my younger self. It's all about embracing who you are, celebrating, loving yourself, knowing and feeling that you're beautiful and believing in yourself, especially for us women. I know it's hard, women of color in particular. There's all the challenges that we face, and I wanted to put out a song that could really, empower women, empower us, make us feel good about ourselves, dance around your room when you're putting makeup on or doing your hair and just having a good time and loving on yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And I think it was all happening during the pandemic. And I know for me personally, a year of just self-reflection and evaluating who you were and what you need to work on, healing from past traumas, or it was just a year of growth. And I think the song speaks for itself. That's really, awaken my honey, like, look at you, girl, you look good, you doing good, be proud of yourself, don't dwell in things that you are down about,
Oh, well, shout out to Michael Andrews. He said yes.
uh,
Backstory. So his
Hi, Michael.
and yes, backstory. Backstories are important because the
Yeah,
backstory build for the front story. So
right,
you
right,
have to be able to have a solid backstory and be able to tell it because people need to know it because that's how you become who you are and you
right.
start putting it out there like that. I mean, I'm actually excited about this because house music genre is something that is dear to me, and I think it's needed. you know
I think
uh
so. And
I
it's
heard.
creeping back in the mainstream. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing percolator. That's percolator. Like we're getting it. It's happening. But it's such a great feel. Like I think house, if anything, just makes you feel good. You just get in the groove. You're dancing. You can be carefree and just like the wind through your hair type vibes. Like it's such a
Right.
good genre, and
How
it
do
is
you
needed. I agree.
how do you feel about? I know somebody called you like little CC Peniston or something. So like, how do you feel about that when people start comparing you to other artists that have come before you?
That means I'm doing good. I think. I mean, Cece Peniston, Crystal Waters, Robin S. These are all women in the house industry that paved the way for me to feel confident in what I'm doing. And
Mm,
so that's huge for me. I love to hear that. Yeah,
right.
that's like great. Yeah,
It's good. I think you're right on the mark. I can't wait to see your video that you're gonna do for this song.
yeah.
Correct? Is it gonna be for
No,
this?
it's for the next song, Irresistible. That's what it's called.
Okay,
It will be out soon. Everybody, stay tuned.
that's cool. So who are some of your influences?
Man, on my Spotify artist page, I have Shaka Khan, Marvin Gaye, Betty Davis. And then on the house side, I'd say Kate Renata, man, Robin S. There's so many. Pal Joey. Then I have Erica Badu, Frank Ocean, Subtract, James Blake, a little bit of everybody. Just
Right,
people who I feel really share their souls in their music.
right, right,
That really speaks to me. So I feel like that's what I'm trying to do as well.
right.
And I'd like to at least have my songs have a message and a meaning, and I want people to be able to relate to what I'm saying and feel what I'm saying. So any artist that has been able to touch my soul, is definitely an inspiration for me.
Right. So how does it feel to know that you're gonna be like known as this I mean, I'm telling you, it's okay. House music is so interesting. Like here is one thing, in Europe is
Hmm.
another thing, and when
Right.
and just to let you know from the experience of it all, it's like completely two worlds,
Yeah.
and you're like this huge star. So do you know that okay, you're about to embark on something just so much bigger than what you probably could see at the moment? Do you know
I
that?
I I can feel it. I can feel it.
You can
I
feel it.
think I could feel it. I think this is what I was put on this in. If my soul just passing through this temple, I'm grateful for it, and I really do believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I said, the way the pieces have fell since I've been here has been just like the universe has got me, and I trust in it, and I'm thankful, and I just I'm trying to be as present, as engaged, and as I can be, and my dreams literally happening in front of my eyes, and it's just I'm excited. I'm trying to reach, I'm trying to touch people. And I want them to feel the vibe, to feel the music, and feel good about themselves. Like since I feel good, I want everyone to feel good too. And I think that's what my overall goal is here, is to make everyone, feel the vibe that I'm feeling.
Wow, that's good because there has to be a reason and a mission for what you
Right.
do, and that kind of
Yeah.
music does touch the soul. You
Yes.
know, it touches the soul. It makes you feel good. Because I mean, after
Hmm.
the pandemic, we don't want to go see anybody sing a bunch of sad songs. I wouldn't think. So
Right.
it's good. We need that. Dina and Cinnabon said you.
Janine, that's my auntie. I love you, auntie.
That's good. You get the family support. They're right there.
Yeah.
It's cool. So what's next? Are you working on a complete project, or you just throwing out singles right now? Um,
So I've been going back and forth with that because, well, my contract in the studio ends in September. So really, I'm just making as much music as I possibly can. So that way, when I'm done here, I can either put out a project or just roll out single after single. And honestly, I feel like we live in a world that's singles today. I mean, I think the industry is completely changing. If you got a TikTok bop, you're all set. So I think a couple more singles, and then hopefully a project. I think I need to have a couple more out before I put out a whole project, but I have enough to do either. So that's kind of the plan, just to see, like how things go, if people like what they hear and see. And if that's the case, then I definitely a project on the way for sure.
have you
Probably next year at some point.
right? Have you thought about any of the festivals? Like I'm sure, like Pride or
House
anything.
and House in the Park is happening in September. I don't. I mean, if I think they already have
The
the
lineup for that.
performers. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, performing. The goal would be, after I'm done with the studio, is to get a band together and just start getting small gigs, even just doing my songs and covers as well. Just so people can hear me, what I've done, my influences and stuff like that, and just
Well,
tour a little bit.
I mean, well, you can't sell yourself too short because I mean you're already in the midst of people. You're working with these
Right,
platinum producers. You got Lil
right,
Jon Robert behind you, which is Janet Jackson's drummer and Jill Scott's
right.
drummer. I mean Stevie Wonder's drummer. I mean everybody that is somebody you are working with. So
Yes.
I think it's only a matter of time. What would you say to the artists that are in your lane right now?
Hmm.
Struggling and crossing over hurdles to try to get to even where you are. Like, what would you say to
Yeah.
them?
I would say get out of your own way. I think that was one of the biggest things that I had to overcome, because I think a lot of what was happening is me not being confident in myself, or my sound, or my look, or what I was posting. Like, just things that really, yes, they matter, but it's going to prevent you from going as far as you can go. And I would say, just have faith in what you're doing and be confident in it. And once you feel confident and you love what you're doing, everybody around you is going to feel the exact same way. And I think that's like the biggest thing that you have to overcome as an artist. Just get out of your own way. Really, that's really all I can say. Because it's huge. It's huge.
So,
It's
so
tough
let,
to do that too.
it is. So let me ask you this: how did you know you were in your own way, and what was that block?
When I first came to the studio, I knew that house and soul was what I wanted to do. I felt like I was trying to sound like everybody that's out today. I came in, like, oh, this song is really good. I should sound like Beyonce here, or do a Rihanna type track, and I'm not saying these are incredible artists and they have inspired me as well, but I think I was trying to be somebody else and try to sound like somebody who SALYSE isn't. And then once I started to, you know, get out of my head and say, all right, what do I want to sing? What does my sound like? What do I, you know, want to achieve here? I think that's when things came all together, and I started really hearing my sound and saying, oh, this like these keys work good in my voice, rather than trying to sound like Jasmine Sullivan. And like, you know, like there's just things that I came in with seeing that I should, you know, I was told that I should try out, but really it was all about, okay, what does SALYSE want? And then once I started loving what SALYSE wanted, it was magic.
Right. And that's a development, discovering your own sound, your own self, your own feelings, your own emotions. And you don't have to just go and sing like somebody else, because there is
or like try to say certain things in your songs and like, you know, follow the trend of you know, what's popping on TikTok. Like, okay, like, yeah, you can relate to that, but is that really who you are? And, you know, I think that's, you know, these things can inspire you and, you know, have, you know, like a pull, but that's at the end of the day, like you have to still be your own artist. And that's I think that's why I needed to get out of my head and be like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to be bold. I'm going to try this out. This is, I like my music. I bought my own music. I feel good hearing my own music. So I think that's important, you know? And yeah, it's been a journey. I will say it's been a journey, and I still get in my head sometimes, but I think that I feel confident enough in what I'm doing that, you know, it doesn't stop me for too long.
Right.
Even getting in your own way creates writer's block. Like you just get like, oh, like is this already been written or blah, blah, blah. And you really like can just stop yourself from achieving your goals. And like you self-sabotaging really. So I think that as artists, you know, especially singers, you're sharing your soul. That's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable. It's scary to do that with the world. But once you get out of your head, I swear, it's like a breeze.
Wow, I should have. I wish that, because you know, you speak of people like CC and Robin S. And Robin S. is a great artist. You know, I know her. It would have been so cool if I'd had her on today and talk with you about this, because maybe we need to do a show. Like I think I'm gonna I talked to Red about it. We're gonna do a special New Music Day, and we're gonna get some of those people, and we're gonna have like a panel talk. We might do it on Culture Talk.
Right.
I think it'll to usher in a new house diva and talk to some of the ones who helped pave the way. I think that'll be really great, because
I love that.
In any industry, you know, it's a struggle filtering through, you know, and there's so many different facets of how you can display your talent, what kind of artist you can be. It's all about all acceptance, but it looks like competition, but there's no need to just be you. And I think that'll help you like get through. So I think it's great what you're doing. I can't wait for the video. I mean, I just feel like the more you discover yourself, the more things open up, and you will be you must have some really DNT walk or fly.
I'm not sure who that is, but that sounds cool.
That's not cool as that. Okay, I don't know what, you know, but that's great, because that's what you want. Whatever sounds cool as hell, that's what it sounds cool as hell. Thank you. But for the most part, though, I think it's very good for us to really understand our own art. You know, instead of trying to look at someone else's art. Be who you are. Do what you do, because that will identify you. You know, so it's like, how did you manage to even feel sure about yourself after you discovered this is what you wanted to do?
I think I just had to meditate on it, you know, just really, you know, once I can't remember what song I did that I was like, okay, this is my lane. Like, this is where I feel like my voice sounds good in, and these are the vibes I'm trying to achieve. But once, it might have been Baby Girl, I just felt like, okay, this is what I'm achieved. Like, this was the goal, because I went to school for African American studies. Like, I want to have my platform be a voice. Like, I'm not trying to just be in the industry and just do what everybody's supposed to do. Like, I would like to have a platform where, you know, I speak on things and talk real stuff, you know, and like talk about self-love and, things that you really don't hear a lot about. And so I think, there's a way to do it that it's not being like hit over the head with, right? So I feel like with Baby Girl, I achieved that. And I was like, okay, like, this is possible. It is possible. It's happening right now. And I think I just had to meditate and breathe on it and just keep going, not stop, not just, okay, yeah, I have one good song now, let me just cut it out and stop. Just keep pushing and seeing what else I can, pour out into my music.
Right.
And I think, yeah, like, like really being able to like tune into myself and tap in and, share that into music. I think that's where, I just felt, I don't know, I just, things that I love, like I said, if I didn't love my own songs, then I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. And I think that's really important, to really love what you're doing and love what you're making and feel confident and trust in it. And like I said, trust in the universe has really been I think that's my motto. And just, let go and let God.
Well, yeah, we got to shout out to Steezo, TM, Steezo. Hey, Steezo. Is that Michael or Michelle? Michael Sinabaldi? Is that one
Michelle
of you?
Sinabaldi. That's my mama. Hi, mama.
Oh, hey, mama. And shout out to Janine and and Ed. Everybody's out there. That's great, because they're really loving you. So we want to make sure we shout out to them and say hi. Your mom is a great supporter. I think I met her with you. Yeah, when we first met. Yes, I think she's awesome. And love her. She feels like you're gonna be her, her star. So
yes,
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to see change in the industry that you hope you have a hand in, or you just want to put it out? What are one of those things?
I would love to see artists use their platform for good. I think that a lot of times, there's things happening in the world that celebrities are quiet on. And I think that, sometimes they don't know what to say, but I think being quiet is essentially violence. And if you have a platform and have the means to speak out on things and, bring awareness to issues, or even just small things like loving yourself and self-love and self-care, those are things that should be not taboo in the industry. These are things that should be relevant and talked about, because I think that if we had artists, pushing for that more, the ones who are struggling right now would feel more confident about what they're doing, So I would love to see, just more love, I think, in the industry. I feel like it's kind of missing right now. And, everything is so social media based, and, it's all about how many likes you get, how many views. And that's great for artists, but I think it makes people feel, not so confident in themselves. Like, okay, I'm not getting all the likes that this artist is getting, or I'm not getting as many views as this artist is getting, so I'm probably not going to, be whatever. But that's really not important. If you're just, like I said, if you're loving what you're doing, I think that's most important. And I would love to see artists who are already there talk more about it and, make it more like the common theme in the industry, not just about money, like it's really, yes, it's great to get it, but that's not what's most important in this world. And I think if Corona and the pandemic showed us anything, like, we got to love on each other, man. That's really it.
Well, see, the thing is, you're in the genre to do that. That's what the house music genre allows you to do. It allows you to feel love, and you can display that, and you can talk about that, and hopefully everyone will get it. You said something interesting. You were talking about it's not just about the money, and then you were talking about social media. Do you think likes and followers have made new artists feel like they're more connected or further away connected? Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I got this many followers, so I'm this. But just because someone's a follower, that don't mean they're coming to your show.
Right. I would say it makes people, I mean, for me personally, like, I don't like social media. Like, if I could, when I get the means to do so, I'm gonna have someone run it, because it's such a hassle. And I think it does, it makes you feel further away from what you want to achieve, because, like I said, if you're not getting, I mean, like, because supposedly, I mean, I haven't been approached by any labels yet, but I know that that's something they look at. How many followers does this artist have? How many likes are they getting? How many views? And that's really, back in the 70s, 80s, when people were performing live, they didn't have that. It was a completely different atmosphere. And so I think social media has changed the industry, and, people really look for likes and followers and all that. But like you said, okay, you can have 10K followers, but are they going to be the 10K that show up to your show? And it's kind of like, how do you take, your basis on social media and then put it to a show and your live performances and ticket sales and stuff like that. But I
Right.
will say, like, yeah, social media, it's a whole thing, and you have to be consistent. You have to post. You have to, and it's great because it shows your fans who you are, but you have to also stay consistent with that. It's a whole new. I just want to be in the studio writing music. I don't want to be doing my social media page.
Well, hopefully, when as you blow up, you won't have to be able to hire PR for that. But a lot of artists, they get it mixed up. And I'm saying this from me. Kevin said it. However you want to say it. We're saying it from the Heatseekers. If you want to live in social media, if you want to live in the social media world, you're going to live in the social media world. And all the likes and followers that you have, you got to be able to understand that they may not be out supporting you buying tickets. It's like looking at you from their computer. That is not the same type of fan base to get you to be in bigger arenas and bigger places. You have to get out there and make those people want to come see you. And when people want to come see you, that's going to make other people want to put you on their stages. I try to all the time. The social media hype is one thing, but the core hype is the hype that really makes the difference. So as long as you understand that, because people got 20,000, 50,000, 80,000, 1 million followers, but they want somebody to come down the street to see them perform. That's not a good thing. You're not a star. You haven't made it yet. So original ways still work, and I try to talk to people, and what I do, because I do artist development, and I try to tell them this is what needs to happen. This is how you cure things. So you still have to get out there and work and hit the pavement, work the streets, work on your music, get your music. I don't care how many people following you. I don't care if you viral 50 times. If you went viral and it can mean something, that means those people are going to be there. Remember that. If you're going viral, you have to go viral outside too, not just inside the computer, not just inside Facebook and Instagram. You have to go viral everywhere. So that's the kind of thing I just try to get.
But it's true, and I think artists get stuck behind that. They think that they're so focused on their who's following them, who's liking their posts. Are they getting 100 likes? And I think that's not. Now we're losing sight of the main goal here. Like, are you just because you post pictures doesn't mean you touching someone's heart with your music, And so I think we TikTok is just kind of taking it to a whole new extreme. So I'm trying to touch the fans. I'm trying to, that's my goal. It'd be great to have some followers and some likes on Instagram, but my end game is not to be, what do they call them? Influencer, a social media influencer. No. I'm an artist who, wants to touch my fans and then have them, feel something when they listen to my music and feel.
It's cool. It's cool to try to work both. But the one thing I know is a follower, and a follower means what? They're gonna follow your behind to your show.
Yes.
If you're one of my followers, then you're gonna follow me when I'm performing. If you can't follow me when I'm performing, then you're not a follower. Because I can sit at home today and get on. Hey, you're my followers, and then talk to them there. Just talk to them through Instagram, through Facebook. That's it. Followers. What does that mean? Follow me. And you said it best. Follow me.
Hey. Yes. Yeah. Right.
Shout out to them. They were my label mates at Strictly Rhythm. That was a wonderful.
So good. Cool. Such a good song.
So what's next? Let them know.
What's next? So music video, I'm filming August 29th. So that song should be coming out September. That'll be my next single. And then Mercury in Retrograde, I believe, happens in October. And I have a song for that. For all my people in their fields during the retrograde season, I got a song for y'all. So I'm excited to share that as well. And then hopefully by the new year, I have at least, I'm hoping 5 singles out, 4 maybe, and then a project. And hopefully y'all start seeing me perform in these little venues over here in Atlanta. Like I said, I really want to start performing. Like that's really, I miss it. I miss being on stage. Like that's my whole life I've been on stage, and it's been a year without it. So I'm excited to get back performing and interacting with my people.
Yeah. I love how you play yourself down a little bit though, because talking about hopefully a contract. Rumor has it that there's one in the works, because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't. So
this is true. This is true. You're right.
I know you can't talk about a lot of stuff, but I do want you guys to know that she is definitely on her way. And please, gotta make sure you check her out. Make sure you follow her, and I'm gonna let her tell you that in a second. But I love how you remain to be humble.
Thank you.
Even though there's a lot going on that they can't talk about, we just want to make people be aware of you. But keep that humbleness, because that will take you far, and it will make people always want to work with you regardless. And do keep in mind, the work comes from you. The work comes from you. It's not about everybody else. I don't care who you got with you. You have to do the work to make everyone gravitate toward you.
Yes.
Get you a team that can facilitate the magnetism that you put out, because I for you. Like, I can introduce you to folks. I can do all that, but you have to do that. So I want all artists to know that too. It's really about what you put out. And then you get people to organize what you put out, because we can't do it without you. So a lot of times I think they get that misconstrued, and they think we're supposed to work miracles. The miracle comes from you. You're the miracle that's working. So I just say that to every artist.
You gotta preach. You're preaching. It's true. You're right. It's true. It has to come from you. And you have to see it in yourself. That's huge.
That's right. And then somebody else will see what you planted. Then they'll water what you planted. Water helps the plant grow, but water is not the plant.
Right. Yeah.
The water is to help it grow. So keep in mind, the work has to come from you. And I know you do well. So
thank you.
For me though. Any questions?
For you?
Yeah.
Let's see. Tell me about your house. You're a house artist. So how did you find your way into the house industry? If you could give me a rundown of that.
Well, it was an accident. Because I didn't want to do house, so R&B, I'm singing background for all these, magnificent artists, like Usher and everybody else. But I didn't want to do house music because I felt like it wasn't a big enough genre at the time. I had no idea how it was in Europe, and I didn't know that. So I was doing a demo for LaFace Records. Well, actually, I was doing a demo for Pebbles. She had one label at the time. I had already did the LaFace thing, and that was kind of working. So when I did a demo, the engineer that was working on it was a house music producer that I did not know of. He said, I want you to come to New York. So I ended up going to New York. And guys, it's not that easy. I didn't just jump up and go to New York. I was in a play with Millie Jackson, and we just happened to be working there. So I went over to the demo full of R&B songs, and the last record asked me to do a house record. And he asked me what I wanted to do. And I'm a Shaka Khan fan as well. So I wanted to do I Know You, I Live You. And he was like,
oh my God, I love that song.
And he was like, well, that's a good one. He said, what about Any Love? And I said, I didn't know what it was. And he was like, he said, it's on the Master Jam album. And I said, who produced it? He said, Quincy Jones. I said, oh, okay, I'll do it. Because whether it was a remake or not, I was like, okay, I got that name behind me. So let's just try it. But I didn't ever think it would come out or anything. It was the last song on my demo.
Wow.
So to find out, I came back to Atlanta. I was there, and I get a phone call, and he goes, oh, you got a deal. And I was like, with who? Again, they tell me Strictly Rhythm is the largest dance label in the world. I had no idea. I went over to where one of my friends worked. Shout out to Stacy. Stacy was at the time worked at a place called Blockbusters. Now he's all big in the industry, but I went there and they were looking through Billboard because I didn't know the label I was signed to, and I saw these #1 dance records off this label.
Oh my God.
I was like, wow. So it happened by accident.
Wow.
Just happened to put that song up there because that's what they told me to do. Never knew what happened with it. So I just took that route, and everything started blowing up and blowing up. Next thing you know, I'm #1 in Italy. Had to go over there. Yeah, so you never ever know.
Yeah.
So you have
Right.
to be prepared for
Mhm.
whatever. So you prepare
For what?
yourself at this level. And then I saw
Mhm.
I never thought I would see.
Wow.
So,
That's incredible. That's wow. I love it.
but I did the work though. Yeah,
Mhm. You have to.
a
You have
lot of
to.
work.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
what you have to do. And I keep saying do the work. So that's how it happens for me. I think it's a beautiful genre. I think
Mhm.
you can get the best. You can be versatile and fluid. You can.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think to me, it's one of the freest genres of
I
music.
think so. I think so too. Yeah, and I think that's why I flocked to it because I feel like I there's a lot of things I talk about it in my songs, things I want to do dance wise with my songs, and I think it's the perfect like blend of everything that I can achieve what I'm trying to do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
me know. Maybe we can do something together real quick, just to
I
throw.
would love to, Kevin. I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell everyone where they can find you, where they can find your music, because we want
Okay.
to make sure we let them know that.
Okay, so my name is Salise. You can follow me on Instagram at Salise Official. That's SALYSE Official. And my single Baby Girl is on all platforms right now. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music, YouTube, all that. And I have a Facebook page, YouTube page, all that. My Instagram, TikTok, everything's under Salise, and that's SALYSE. And yeah, please, if you watch today, give me a shout out. I'd love to meet whoever's watching and just, thank you for watching. And yeah, keep an eye out for me, y'all.
All this spice and this bubbliness, that's gonna go far for you too as well. And you do remind me of a young CC Peniston. I remember when she first came out, and I had the opportunity to meet her, and she was just as bubbly as I thought she was. So keep that. That's gonna help. Any shout outs you have? You want to shout out anybody?
uh, Shout out to my mom. I love you, girl. And my boyfriend, Jerron. Hi. And my family back home. I'm coming back to Boston soon just to see the family. I haven't been home to see family since I've been down here during pandemic. So I'm really excited to see y'all. And yeah, just everybody who's watching, like I just appreciate y'all tuning in. That means the world to me. So thank you for everyone who's out there.
Performing anywhere soon?
What'd you say?
Are you performing anywhere soon in the area?
Um, no, not that I know of. If I do an open mic, I'll put it on my Instagram, but I didn't have any plans to do anything yet. I'm kind of just in the studio right now, really focusing on working on my music and stuff. But yeah, hopefully there'll be some
That's
performances
cool.
soon.
Work
Yeah.
on yourself. Well, you
Yeah.
guys, you heard it. I am glad. We are glad here at New Music Day Live. We are glad to introduce you to new up and coming artist, Heatseeker for real, because you're heating it up.
Yeah.
I'm hearing about you, so that's why we had to get you on because I said, "Who is this girl everybody's talking about?" So that's what we do. We seek the heat. So obviously, it's a good thing. And hey, someone said they miss you. I guess that's your family up there.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good. So I'm Kevin Bryant, and this is New Music Day, and you had the wonderful pleasures of meeting Miss Salise. Please go check her out. Her music is
Thank
now
you.
available on all platforms. If you want to feel good, if you want to feel free, if you want to feel
Yes.
alive, then check out Salise because that's where she's at. She's everywhere. So thank you so much. It was so
Thank
great interview.
you.
And tell
Thank you so
Sharada,
much, Kevin.
no,
I will. I will.
all right, you heard it here. I am Kevin Bryant signing off at New Music Day Live, the Heatseekers. Shout out to Redwood.